Welcome back to Build for Health, where we pull back the curtain on what it takes to build a strong, healthy body and a fitness routine that sticks. I'm Pete Wright. I'm here with Srdjan Injac today, and we are going to tackle the question that haunts every person who's ever held a protein shaker. If I don't drink this within 30 minutes of my workout, will all my gains evaporate? Will my muscles file for bankruptcy? And more important, why does every fitness influencer make it sound like eating at the wrong time is basically nutritional malpractice? That's what I don't have any personal stake in this at all. I'm totally calm, very chill. Let's get to it. All right, Srdjan, help me. Yes. Am I eating wrong? Now, we've already talked about what I'm eating, but what does all this stuff really matter? This nutrition timing, prep, protein timing, anabolic window. What does it mean?
No, it doesn't really matter that much at all. It more matters what you eat.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the most important thing. The meal timing, it doesn't really always matter. You can eat 2 meals or 6 meals.
Okay.
Right. It doesn't matter. Now, what really matters the most is your daily calories. Make sure you hit that you hit your daily protein. That's always important, right, for the muscle gain.
Mm-hmm.
And then your daily fiber, and then you stay consistent over time. So it doesn't really matter if you eat 2 or 6 meals if you focus on that. Unless, you're skipping meals and now you end up overeating, or you go too long without any, protein, and you start losing, lean muscle tissue. It's just, That's what's important, right? So, if you're trying to lose weight, what matters is staying in a calorie deficit and hitting your protein intake. So, you can just time your meals around your lifestyle, not the other way around.
Where did these timing myths come from? Like, I mean, are they based in truth and science at all? I mean, I hear this everywhere. This 30-minute window after you exercise is key, but surely somebody has misinterpreted some research. Have you heard this before?
Yes, I heard that before. So the thing is, everyone has their own low opinion of, when you should eat and all that stuff, and how soon after the training and all that stuff. So you should eat anywhere within the first couple hours after training, right?
Mm-hmm.
The window where your body responds best to your protein and carbs, for your muscle repair and muscle growth, and lowering cortisol and rebuilding the glycogen and all that stuff. So that's that old myth that you must eat with 30 minutes or you're going to lose all your gains. It's not true. Your body stays in a highly responsive state for like 3 to 5 hours after that. So
and even after that, it sounds like we're not talking about your body is falling apart after 5 hours. It's just best in 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah. Now, there's a little rule, and I've heard people say that it's a little bit different for males and females.
How so?
When you should, well, because we're different in hormones, right?
Well, I know we're different.
So let me, So I'll go into this a little bit more.
Okay.
The reason why. So it's slightly different. It's not anything dramatic, but here's the difference. So men, generally, we have higher baseline testosterone. Okay. So we can recover slightly faster. We're less sensitive for cortisol spikes. And we have a higher muscle glycogen storage. So because of that, we have a slightly wider nutritional window. And you can eat 1 to 2 hours after training with no issues. Okay. So we don't really need to be in the rush for our post-workout meal.
Okay.
But it's good to have that protein within the first couple hours to still, maximize the muscle protein synthesis. Now, women's hormones change, it changes the timing a little bit. So the reason why, because now they have a lower baseline glycogen stores. They're more sensitive to cortisol after training. They recover a little bit slower in calorie deficits. So
Mm-hmm.
also estrogen impacts the glucose uptake and muscle repair. And then so they have a little shorter window, and it's ideal to eat within about 30 to 60 minutes. So
Okay.
that's where women should probably have that post workout meal. So and it's not that big of a difference, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still a little bit different if you really want to go into details. So man, we can eat within 1 to 2 hours. Women eat with between 30 to 60 minutes. Uh, but you still focus on your protein intake, your carbs, your fats, and all that stuff. So that's where I think there was a little confusion comes in because they hear about 30 minutes. So, but they're
Yeah.
not sure if it's for everybody or just for some people and
Mm-hmm.
why and things like that. So maybe that helps clear out
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit
Well,
the
I
confusion.
I feel like when we talk sometimes about our morning workouts, you're telling me to get my cardio in particular before I eat anything at all. Training, how does any of this relate to training in a fasted state?
Well, it helps your body kind of dig into your fat storage for energy. You know, instead of before the workout, usually people would like to carb up a little bit because the carbs
Hmm.
gives you energy.
Hmm.
So this way, if you're not eating, your body doesn't have anything that you just put in that you ate to use for energy. So over time, you kind of train your body to kind of kick into that fat storage. Uh, so it's really good for the weight loss. Uh, and that's when the cardio is probably, that's why they say the cardio is most effective in the morning
Yeah.
before you have a high protein breakfast. Some people at the beginning, because if you're just starting, then you don't have to do it that way, or you can do a really short cardio because people will get a little bit dizzy and kind of lightheaded if they go really hard and stuff like that. So just kind of train yourself, start slowly, and then just work your way up.
We have talked about some people doing pre-workouts, like doing a pre-workout shake, something like that to get going. But can you just for us normies, we're just trying to get a little stronger, stay fit. Are there pre-workout or sort of rules of the road in terms of when we eat? Like what my mom always said, always spend at least a half hour after a meal before I go swimming when I was 10.
Yeah. Well, the kind of general rule, it's like to eat 1 to 2 hours before training.
Okay.
Now, we're all a little bit different, depending on how fast our metabolism is. Like I'm completely different. If I wait for 2 hours and I go to train legs, for example, there's no way I'm going to get through the whole workout. Halfway through the workout, I'm going to start getting dizzy and lightheaded, and I'm hungry and I need food. I don't have enough energy to get through my workout.
Really?
So yes, because my metabolism is insanely fast. Like I eat every 4 hours. Like I get hungry.
Yeah.
So I'll eat 4, sometimes 5 meals a day, depends how long my day is. If I get up at 4 a.m. or 9 a.m. But uh, it's different for me. Like I can literally have breakfast on my way to the gym. I get to the gym and I can start working out and feel great. Doesn't feel like
Hmm.
my food is in my stomach and I'm gonna puke or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't get nauseous. Where a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, I still feel my food is still like right there, and I can't work out." And then some people can actually go, 2, 3 hours without anything, go work out and be fine. So
Yeah.
everyone's, I think, a little bit different. So you try different things and see how it works for you, what works for you. For me, I can easily do that. Some other people cannot. So that's why I start with my clients. I'm like, go first with the general rule, 1 to 2 hours, and then we'll see how you feel through the workout. if you have enough energy to get through the workout and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But because, your goal for the pre-workout is for that food to provide you with the energy, right? So you can, improve your performance and get a good pump and strength, have enough strength to get through the workout, right? So you focus a little bit on carbs and a little bit on protein, but mostly carbs because that's where all your energy comes from, right? You just don't want to. You just want to avoid heavy fats right before training because they're slow. They digest very slow, and usually you want to kind of focus on the carbs, and then you can have the fats a little bit after the workout, but not before. And then, of course, after the workout, you focus more on protein. That helps you repair the muscles, and then also carbs to restore your glycogen and reduce cortisol. And so that's why I like it when after the workout people take the protein shake, because it's more of a convenience. Nobody has a chicken breast in their pocket and they're going to just after the workout just pull it out and start eating it and then have a meal. It's just like
always keep a chicken in your pocket.
Well, I do have in the back room because I have a gym. So after the workout, sometimes I go right into the kitchen and I eat right away.
How long does it take your body to make use of your pre-workout carbs, right? Like if I walk into the gym and in 5 minutes before I start lifting something, I eat some sort of a protein bar, some sort of a little spike. Am I going to make use of that immediately, or do I need to eat like something a half hour before? How do you time that?
Well, that's why they say to eat about 1 to 2 hours so your body actually has time to digest.
Because that 1 to 2 hour window is how long it takes you to digest. But is there a shorter limit?
Not really. Like people try, you sometimes because, work in the lifestyle, sometimes they don't have time to eat and they're like on the way to the gym and they're like, well, I need to have just something in my mouth, like to put so I can actually feel like I can get through the workout because I'm hungry. So you try to find something that will digest pretty fast, that will give you carbs. Like, people will have a banana and like a rice cake or something that's like really easy and digestible and really fast.
Rice
so they
cake.
Can have.
I've been just eating Rice Krispies. God.
Oh,
stupid.
And some rice cakes. Rice cakes are actually good. I love rice cakes.
Yeah, I do too. I love rice cakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. You come into this thinking that everything I've learned is that my eating should be on some sort of a union schedule, right? Like you must eat at 2:47, and then we're going on strike. But as if my timing doesn't have to be hyper precise, how about frequency in general? Are we talking like you said? I could get away with eating 2 meals a day as long as I'm sort of evenly distributing and making my protein and calorie goals. Is that recommended? Should I be hitting 3 to 4, 5 to 6? How do you do it?
Because I have a really high protein intake, daily protein intake in my calories, so I have to a little bit eat more often. I can't fit everything in like 2 meals, right? So I kind of spread my meals 3 to 4 hours between the meals, because protein, I mean, you try to target with every meal, you should have at least, they say 25 grams. I go by 30 grams just to activate the protein synthesis in your body. I will have my shake, and then that keeps me full enough just so I can get home and have actually a meal. There's a lot of people that can, have 2-3 meals and hit their protein intake no problem. And that's fine as well. It's just that, if you're hungry more often, then spread those into smaller meals and make sure that you eat enough protein every single meal. Even your snacks, if you want to hit that protein synthesis, they should have at least 25 grams of protein in it. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as what is we say 30 grams of protein per meal? Is there too much? Can I give my body too much protein that it just doesn't actually, it's not useful anymore?
No, you can eat 30, 40, 50. The body will use all that protein.
It'll figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there's because if you listen to our podcast when we talked about protein and
Yeah.
how important it is for your body and all those amino acids and what role they play in your body when it comes to your body functioning and how
Yeah.
they use those and in your muscle repair and everything else, like it is important. That's why you need that protein intake to be high
Mm-hmm.
and aim high. No one that I know eats plenty. Nobody ever came to me and said, I need to lose weight. I got too fat eating too much protein.
I ate too much protein.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So
how do you? I want to talk about folks on the lighter side of meal frequency. How do you train through intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is all the rage. A lot of people that are doing intermittent fasting where they have a condensed schedule of eating. They might eat from 10 to 6 during the day, and then they stop eating after 6 and don't eat anything in the morning before
yeah.
10. Do you have experience or guidance for how to train in and around an intermittent fasting schedule?
Well, I know a lot of people that do that. They'll fast for like 14, 16 hours. I know girl used to fast for like, it can go easily 20 hours.
Sure.
I know food was just like crazy to me, but then, and then she'll train and she still, that little small period of time that she has, the window to eat, she makes sure that her every meal is perfect. And like every single meal has so much protein that she hits every single protein intake every day and the calorie and all that stuff. You just got to be really strict because you don't really have that much time to eat, right?
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that your intake is perfect, and you can do that. It's just at the beginning, start with the 12 days and then get used to that. I mean, 12 hours
Mm-hmm.
fasting, and then kind of get used to that, and then go to 14, 16. And you don't have to do that every single day. I know a lot of people, they intermittent fasting, but they don't do it every single day for that long. They'll do it like 3-4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Have their
and
weekends
that
as
helps, yeah, because
freebies.
it's really hard. It's not sustainable if you do it every single day, and that does help a lot, and their body gets used to it. Because your body will adjust to everything. You give it time. You just got
I
to
feel like
stay consistent with those.
I already struggle with protein. If I limited the number of hours I had to eat, there's just not enough margin in the day for me to get the protein that I need. I just am not. That is not something I have internalized yet.
Because I tell everyone, like, before you sit and have a meal, you put a plate in front of you, think protein first. I'm like, okay, I need protein. So grab whatever, you're having, chicken, beef, whatever, and put it in your plate. And then after you put that, then you start putting everything else. Then you start putting carbs and you start putting fats. And all that stuff. Because a lot of people are like, well, I can't eat that much. I'm not really that hungry yet. All that stuff. Because, with muscle mass, the increase of muscle mass, your metabolism speeds up, and then your body going to be asking for food, so you're going to be more hungry, and you're going to be able to eat all that stuff. It's just the beginning is a little bit hard, so I hear a lot that people are not hungry. So I'm like, okay, just focus on the protein first before every meal. It's like, okay, this is my source of protein. I'm going to put this on a plate first, and then everything else. And then that way you make sure that you have 30 grams of protein with every meal. And then with that way you'll hit all your protein things. So it's really not that hard, and you can find uh, different foods that have, protein in them, and it's really not that difficult. I'll give them this little, which a lot of trainers don't tell their clients as a little secret, because a lot of trainers use it, and sometimes clients will think that their trainer is coming up with this, which is not true. So if you use this website, it's called eatthismuch.com. And they also have an app. It's called Eat This Much. You can go on that website, and I think for that to register, you have to pay something small, like monthly.
I have it
payments.
open right now, and there is a meal plan planner right at on the front page. It looks like I can just generate it.
Because you can put in exactly your macros, whatever the trainer gives you, the macros. And then you can also select how many meals do you want. Do you want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want that day. And it gives you exactly what to eat and how you're going to hit those macros, and gives you different options, all this delicious stuff. And you can pick snacks, everything. And
Oh
if you don't like
my
it, you
God.
can ask it to give you a different meal, and then it will give you a different meal, maybe something that you're going to enjoy it and you'll like it. And then also gives you all the recipes, how to make those meals. And then it gives you even a grocery list when you go to grocery, what to buy. It makes it so easy, so simple. And I know a lot of trainers don't tell the clients who probably don't know, and I'm sure a lot of listeners won't even know, have never heard of this website. And
Dude,
all you need is just
I
the
have not
macros.
had a shut up and take my money moment like this in a long time. It's $5 a month for the premium, which gives you all the, I can't believe they need to be sponsoring this, eatthismuch.com, for crying out loud. This is incredible. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's crazy. I've used
Okay.
it before. I told my clients, I'm like, I'll give you the macros. Here are the macros. And
Yeah.
if you have a trouble hitting those macros, and you only can eat 2 meals or 3, and you don't know how to do it, which is hard. Yeah, the meals are hard.
It's hard.
Nutrition is trickier. So, and a lot of people don't like certain stuff, and they're not
Yeah.
used to eating some stuff. So I kind of limit where I can eat. I'm like, just use this website. You're gonna
Oh my
find some
God.
meals that you're gonna actually like and enjoy it, and you're gonna learn some new recipes, and it will teach you how to do grocery shopping, what to get for those meals. It's amazing. Really
This
good website.
is,
And I know a lot of
yeah.
trainers actually, they use there and they send it to their clients, and the clients think like, oh my God,
Yeah.
the guy have all the recipes. I'm like, yeah, he used the website.
Okay,
We cheat a little bit.
let's go back. I want to transition as we get toward wrapping up. I want to transition to you, because you have obviously on the higher end of caloric intake, but you also have a job that has you leaving your house at like some ungodly hour in the morning and not getting home until ungodly hours late. So I would like you to walk me through your daily meal prep routine to meet all those goals.
So I prep once every like third day. I mean, on the, because I don't really have much time. Like tonight, I'll be done at 8 p.m. So I go
Yeah.
home and I have to go straight to sleep, because tomorrow I have to wake up at 4 because I have to be here back at 5.
Okay.
So there's not
So
much
you're
time to
looking for
go
those
home and get
windows
ready
of
and all that.
time,
So I'm
yeah,
looking
where
at
you can do it.
windows, and when I do have a window, then I'll prep my meal and make meal for the next like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
I don't usually do more than 3 days. So every third day, I'll try to prep my meal for the next 3 days. And then I'll put it in the Tupperware and put it in the fridge. So that way I can just grab it, put it in the microwave, and eat it. Right. So also, like, for example, breakfast, when I wake up in the morning, I don't really have time now to make breakfast. So what I do is the night before, I boil about 3 eggs. So in the morning, I can just grab them and put them in the fridge. Grab those 3 boiled eggs.
Yeah.
I have just enough time to make my oatmeal. So I make my oatmeal really quick. Put some blueberries in it. I eat a lot of fruits. That's where my mainly fiber coming from. So, and then I'll grab a banana, and then I'll also, while I'm making my oats, I put about 5 to 6 like a small chicken wing sausages, breakfast sausages in the microwave too. Make that, and literally I eat that on my way to work. So by the time I got to work, I'm done with my breakfast.
Yeah.
And that's almost about 1,200 calories in that, as much as
With
I
the
eat.
oatmeal,
With all that stuff, with the
sausages, the
oatmeal,
eggs,
sausages,
and
3
yeah,
eggs,
some
banana,
berries.
blueberries, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
So, and I had way more than 30 grams of protein in that one meal. So
That's 1,200 meals for your car breakfast. What are you shooting for in a day calorically?
so anywhere between like I want to stay above 4,000 calories.
Okay.
So because otherwise
Oh,
I
okay.
start losing weight.
Okay. All
My
right.
body's a little different. The metabolism is
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I need food if I'm going to be able to, stay my
Yeah.
muscle mass and just keep my
Yeah.
muscle mass. And especially if I'm going to gain a little bit more muscle mass, and I try to kind of go and try to hit that 5,000 calories
Yeah.
uh, and shoot over 200 grams of protein a day, which,
How do
with
you
the breakfast like that, and then with the, little snacks and all that stuff, I'll eat about a pound of ground beef a day. Uh, I
okay.
put it into two different meals. So it's easy for me to hit that protein
Do you
intake,
get
with the protein shake and all that.
I mean, I know you're a guy who lives in routines, like little algorithms in your head are constantly firing.
Hmm.
Do you ever find yourself getting sick of your meal routine? Like, how do you adapt when you feel like you need variety in your food
See, that's the difference. Like for me, that's I'm so used to it, and I can eat the same stuff for
every
like
day?
2-3 weeks every day,
Okay.
and it doesn't bother me because I look at it differently. Like I eat not for pleasure, but for results.
Yeah.
Because I'm spending all this time at the gym and working out. I know what my goal is, and I'm eating for that. I'm eating for my results, not,
Yeah.
because it tastes delicious, stuff like that. Some stuff doesn't really taste that great. You can still make all that stuff great because everything that I prepare is like ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, all that stuff because it's really fast to put in the pan and make it. And then, you put little
Sure.
different seasonings and stuff like that. And, it'll taste good. So, and then you have, we usually have either like jasmine rice or like I'll have sweet potatoes and stuff like that. Find some healthy carbs, uh, put it with that, and my breakfast is really not that bad breakfast. Like it's pretty tasty. So I'm used to all that stuff. And then I know some people kind of get bored of eating the same thing. I'll change the meat. Instead of beef, I'll eat chicken. Instead of chicken, maybe turkey, and then switch it up a little bit here and
Hmm.
there. But it doesn't really change that much. It's like, after a while, you kind of get used to it. And I
Okay.
don't mind eating the same stuff.
It's my goodness. I feel like I have a lot to do, but this tool, Eat This Much, is incredible because I'm one of those people who, when we talk shopping, I lose the plot, right? I go
Uh-huh.
into the grocery store with really good intentions and I walk out with like the most random crap that don't make for good meals. They don't go together. So I think this idea of shopping, like changing the mindset and shopping strategically, and the
Hmm.
results can be great flavor, but also meeting my macro goals, meeting my
Yeah,
calorie goals, meeting my protein goals. I just feel like I get lost when it comes to variety because I'm someone who I like routines too, but man, sometimes I just got to have the flavor.
yeah. So I tell people like, don't worry about how many meals and the timing and all that stuff. Focusing on your macros, focus on your protein intake, and that's all you need. And then, like you said, use that website, put your
Hmm.
macros, plan the meals, and just make sure you hit that. You get your workout, so you're in that calorie deficit, and you'll get the results that you need. And just stay consistent with that. Consistency, because I always say it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
So don't worry about all the other stuff that you hear and looking at the details. How soon should I eat? And if it's been 3 hours, should I eat again? And I can't. I'm not hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat after 3 hours. Maybe you got
Hmm.
hungry after 4 or 5, and then eat. So it's okay. It doesn't have to be. There is no specific timing. So
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
listen to that.
Perfect.
And after the workout, try to eat as fast as you can, as soon as you can. In the next. That's why people say 30 minutes, because sometimes people will just wait forever. And they'll
Yeah.
go over
Because
2 hours
they'll,
without eating and then anything. Protein shake. Yeah,
yeah.
like I'll have a protein shake, and then I'll usually have uh like a apple or something, just to kind of bring my insulin back up. The
Yeah.
sugar goes down with the protein. So there you go. I already had some carbs and I had some protein, but it's enough to kind of keeping full till I get home for the next 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then have a meal. So just
the
focus on
risk
that,
for me is if I sit down before I make that protein shake, I won't get up. It feels too good.
As I said, bring your protein shake with you. Bring it with you. And when you're done,
that's a good point.
Start drinking it before you get home. When you get home, you'll be done. If you're not hungry right away, go take a shower first and all that stuff. By the time you come out, you'll be hungry. You're still in a good window. You're still okay. It's not like you have to go right away. Yeah. If you can, that's great. So, yeah.
All right. This is great. Thank you. You've set my mind at ease. I feel like it's a whole new freedom ahead of me after this next workout. I can't wait. Make sure to send us some questions, everybody, about training, recovery, or food, groceries, whatever you want. You want Srdjan to make you a grocery list? We'll work that out. And thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate your time and your attention. Don't forget to subscribe and share. That's how we grow stronger together. Thanks for listening to Build for Health. We'll catch you in the gym next week.